What are we filming again?
All right.
Let me ask this, because
I
were
was
you
going to
really
say, welcome
excited?
back.
I'm excited too.
Yeah.
We are
What do you
back.
want to ask?
I was going to say, if anybody wants to see a Ridge Rider snore, that we'll put it at the end of the video.
I think that's good.
And then you can guess which person did it.
This is a perfect place for it. Yep. I like it.
Yeah, we'll do that on this one.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This last trip that we took, Jack was on the RZR 200, and every time we go, we're pretty impressed with how that thing performs. But there are times and conditions, especially on Spearhead, on some of those steeper climbs, where if it's mucky enough, I don't care what you've done to modify the power on those things, it is not going to have the momentum to get up those hills.
Right, and we have a long history with service and replacing parts and all that, and your 200 at this point has been performing really well now that it's rebuilt.
Yep. And
this video is kind of a follow-up on how yours is doing, the one that Jackhammer drives, and just to discuss the 200s. You were mentioning we met some folks that bought them again this Christmas and have had some experiences with the 200. So a lot of opinions out there on
these. It's a love-hate, I think.
Yeah.
Because, going back to the experience. So, of course, we go to our local dealership on Christmas Eve, and we went the day after Christmas just because that's what we did when we were off work. We were also prepping for our trip that was the following week, right around New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. We were there. And this gentleman was buying a 2026 RZR 200, and we went up, we introduced ourselves, we told him, hey, as you're getting into this with your kids, check out our channel, because we've tried to help people not live the frustrations that we've had to experience when you had yours, and obviously we still have ours. Funny story, we saw him the next day. We saw him the day after Christmas when he gives it to his kids, and I said, How was it? Did the kids like it? He said they liked it for 30 minutes. And then it wasn't running right. So come to find out, I think it was the throttle body on his that was causing the issue. And we know that from our experiences, it was O2 sensors, it's been throttle bodies, it's been speed sensors. So this is kind of post-Christmas for those of you that are just getting into the RZR 200s. Please check out some of our other videos that hopefully, again, you won't have to live some of the negative experiences that we did.
Yeah, it's funny. We're still fans of the 200s, even though we've experienced so much with them. We'll post a link to I think it was the good, the bad, and the ugly with the 200. We'll post a link to that video. But, you're going to buy them. You're going to spend money on them. I think worst case is you give them to your kid and they don't run. Or they last 30 minutes like that. We said this in the other video. We kind of knew we were going to hit the mountains, planned on the upgrades, were prepared. I mean, we had some issues, but we fixed them right away as far as the small stuff goes. Now, once we wore out the bearings and transmission and all that, we found out that that's an expensive fix.
It is. But again, there's no other options. So just be prepared to put that money into it. But getting back to our last trip a little bit, Jack's now about 11 and a half years old, and we have put that thing through the ringer. I think it's almost got 140 hours and maybe 1,500 miles on it. And we've definitely gotten a lot of use out of it. It's been worth the money, but we're almost now getting to a transitional period where the number of trips that 200 might take with us are really numbered.
Right. And you'll eventually find out, I guess, if you keep long enough, how well the upgraded bearings will do. Upgrading the chain is a no-brainer. Of course, the performance stuff, we've been through that, but I think the bearings and the chain were kind of huge. And ever since you've done that, I mean, it's been awesome.
It has been great. It really comes down to the amount of times that he just runs out of really the oomph of a hill, or he's spinning so much that he loses that momentum, and then we end up either having to push or hook to him and pulling the rest of the way up. Not a matter. He's out driving the machine. It's not the machine itself. And I really don't know what else to do to it to even prevent that from happening at this point.
No, I think we got to the point where the 200 is a viable kids machine on the trail. I mean, he goes pretty much everywhere we go as far as greens and blues.
Yeah. And a few blacks.
And some of the
He
flatter
has
blacks.
definitely done some blacks.
And I think that's what the 200 is going to be able to do. So it's still good for folks that need to put the kid on the trail, and you know you're going to have to spend the money.
100%. And if you're buying it and you're going to ride on pastures, great. It will do anything you want to do. Where we're at now is potentially looking at the old Aces. For those of you that don't know, Polaris came out with the Ace, which is a single seater on the platform of a Sportsman. They offered it in a 325, a 570, and on up to a 900 actually. So, and there was a gentleman that we found on Facebook at one point that did a 325 Ace rear end, essentially merged with the RZR 200. And I don't know if it ever ran. I don't know what it looked like, but that's almost a perfect combo.
He said it ran. I saw him on a Facebook post where he was selling it.
Yeah. Yeah, because
so I don't know.
That offers a low and a high gear, and it offers 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And that's where I really think for Polaris to keep that youth attention, because they say, we talked about it before, they say that machine is from 10 to 16 years old. And Jack is almost 12, and we have Tate, who used to love riding with him. We have him not ride with him in certain conditions because of the additional strain it puts on that machine.
Yeah, that little bit extra weight makes a difference.
Yeah.
And speaking of Jackhammer, if I can find the footage of a video of him where, you know, he puts the camera on his head.
Yeah.
So with the GoPro on, it used to be when he'd film, you could see
everything
from the camera, see out through the front windshield. And now it's like touching the roof. But I've got footage where we put him in a RZR Trail just for you guys to get a perspective of his size now on the RZR 200 and then what it looks like when he's in a RZR, because he's still not quite big enough for the RZR.
But there's nothing in between.
There's no 16-year-old driving RZR 200s.
I can't imagine, unless it's a very small framed 16-year-old. So that's why we're kind of in the position now where those Aces, I wish they still made them, but we're looking for kind of a clean used one, maybe in the 325 range, to bridge the gap between his size now and the time that he might be able to operate one of the other RZR Trail 900s.
Yeah, and for those that missed it in the other video, our progression was the RZR 200s for Mason and Joshua straight to RZR Trails.
Yeah.
And they were totally fine. And what age were you guys?
12 and a half.
Yeah, 12 and a half,
Yeah,
13
so,
probably.
you know, kind of fudging the rules a little bit. But they went right into those, and they went behind us everywhere we go, and those RZR Trails have been fantastic. So,
and I also think that because of the amount of wheel time they had behind the wheel of the 200s, I would never put a 13-year-old that has never driven anything in a machine of that size. But the fact that they had so many years and miles and hours under the 200, it really was a nice progression.
mm-hmm.
We were worried about it in the beginning, but because we ride as a group and they're never leading, we hold back the speed and the conditions that occur when they're operating those machines.
And how tall is Jack now? Just for reference,
I'd say 4'10", maybe 4'11".
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. He's grown, I think, about over 1.5 inches in the last 4 months.
Yeah.
So he's stretching out, and yeah, the GoPro mount on the helmet no longer gives a good perspective other than his hands working hard with that no power steering too.
Yeah. But it seems like if your kid's like 9 to 12, it's a sweet spot for that machine.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Well, there's your update. If anything changes with that 200, I think we might, I don't know. You think you'll get another year out of it?
I think we'll get another maybe 1 or 2 trips out of it. And in the meantime, we're looking to source an Ace to kind of see what that's going to bring. But stay tuned to the rest of this video. We're going to show some of those pretty aggressive climbs. Again, it did a great job. I don't want to take anything away from it. And if you're looking for your kid to be able to drive themselves on the trails, This, I think, at that age is the only option with some upgrades.
Unfortunately.
Yep. Yep.
But you spend the money and it does a good job.
Yep. Absolutely.
Until it breaks again.
Thanks for watching, guys. Hope to see you out there on the trail soon.
See you on the trails. Watch the video footage. Guess who's snoring?
This is pretty awesome. This is really, really cool back here. Give it gas, Jaggy. Give it gas. Stay in it, brother. What a way to end the trip. Look, go. Stay in it. Keep on, buddy. Up. Why'd you let off? Come on back. Straight back. Straight back. Hang on. Hang on a second. Hang on. Great job, bud.